Hi, everyone. I'm Nicolas, co-founder and CEO of Voltiris. I'm very happy to be here today. Thanks again to the team of Swissnex for the invitation. At Voltiris, we provide renewable energy to greenhouses. So greenhouses represent a key solution for the future agriculture, but they have one key issue, is that today they rely mostly on fossil fuels to operate. You need fossil fuels for temperature management, humidity management, for the operations, and there are a lot of new use cases that are coming up that also require a huge amount of energy, such as LED, carbon capture, data centers for heating up the greenhouse. Solar could provide a solution to power this ongoing electrification, but existing solar solutions have a few issues that stop their adoption by greenhouse operators. One of them is that available space next to the greenhouse is insufficient, or it's already used for other agricultural use. And putting solar panels on top of the greenhouse is not an option because the solar cells would take away light that is necessary for the photosynthesis of the crops, and therefore would reduce the yield of the crops that are placed underneath, killing the primary use of the greenhouse. That's where we come in with Voltiris. We developed the first solar panels that are made specifically for high-tech greenhouses and that are compatible with light-loving crops. What we do is that we use a spectral filtering technology that filters the light coming from the sun. The part of the light necessary for photosynthesis goes through a set of dichroic mirrors, and the part of the light not used by photosynthesis is harvested and transformed into renewable energy by concentrating it onto traditional solar cells. That way, greenhouse operators can make a double use of their land and combine energy and crop production in the same place without to have to make a compromise on the yield of their crops. For them, this results in energy that is cheaper than the alternatives, that is sustainable, and that is independent from the grid. Very importantly, also in our case, is that our solution is inside the greenhouse, meaning that we can work extremely fast because we don't need any building permits, which is a huge differentiator in the field of what we call agri-photovoltaics. The perspective that we open is that any greenhouse surface becomes a potential solar field. And it's the ability for greenhouse operators to accelerate their electrification by tapping into the land that they already own and that represents their biggest asset, that is their greenhouse. We are already working with a total of 12 growers throughout Europe. So we have 6 projects in Switzerland, 3 in the Netherlands, 1 in Belgium, 1 in France, and we're also working with research centers in the Netherlands and in Belgium. So actually it's a total of 13, apologies. And so you can see, so we're above the crops, below the roof of the greenhouse. And these are some of actual pictures. So this is not AI simulations. One important information additionally is that beyond the energy generation, we also have agronomical benefits for the crops. Very importantly, we can reduce the temperature for the crops, meaning that we have all the necessary light for photosynthesis while also having benefits of the shade. What you see here is that on a regular greenhouse, specifically here in Japan, you had a very tough summer. When it gets too hot, growers have issues to cool down the greenhouse, limiting the pollination of the tomatoes inside the greenhouse. Thanks to the Voltiris solution, we can shift the temperature inside the greenhouse and we can maintain it in optimal growing conditions. Voltiris is ready to scale, so we have conducted a lot of research validation with leading growers, research centers throughout Europe. We also have key strategic partnerships, notably with 3M for the production of our spectral films. 3M is also one of our investors. We're also working with leading utility companies, greenhouse builders, and now we have a full pipeline coming up throughout Europe. But also, as of yesterday, we have a live project here in Japan to do trials. We have raised a seed financing round earlier this year with our team of about 25-ish employees on 2 sites in Switzerland and in the Netherlands. And the full perspective that Voltiris opens is that the future of greenhouse management, energy management, is about electrification. It's about adopting the full suite of solutions such as heat pumps, batteries, data centers, etc. And Voltiris, in that perspective, provides a key way for growers to secure their supply of electricity for the future. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you.